Welcome back to GoodKnit Kisses. I'm your host Kristen, and my friends with allfreeknitting.com, and I would like to present you with how to make a keyhole on a scarf. And you can make a keyhole on anything, and this is just how you do it on here. So today I've got 6 pegs that are knitted across, and this works really well for when you can break it evenly. So if you have 7, then you won't be able to break it evenly if you had 4 on this side and 3 on this side. So say you wanted, if you had 8 wide here, then you could do 4 and 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to break this in half, and then you're going to make a little slit. I've got a little sample to show you. We're going to be taking, let me lay this across here so you can see it. We're going to be taking this and working our way up here, and then we're going to stop and only work a small panel here, break the yarn, and then come back and start again over here. So let's go ahead and continue on, and we can start knitting one of these sides, and then I'll show you how to come back and bring it all together. Okay, what we're going to do is wrap half of our pegs here, and we're going to split the scarf in half. So we're going to go down and back up, wrap this again until we have half of our pegs wrapped on both sides, knit over, okay. I've done that for 1 row. Go ahead and complete doing this for 6 rows, and then we'll come back. So like I said, wrap this up, knit them over, and do 6 rows. Pause your video and come back. Thanks. Okay, so I've got this last one to knit over, and now we're going to cut us a little strand here, probably 6 inches. Okay, so you see that you've got kind of something sort of askew, odd to the side. This is where we had stopped over here, and then we kept going. So now what we're going to do is add on to this side over here. I'm going to add on to this side over here now. I'm putting a slip knot on, and we're going to go ahead and wrap this around. And don't worry about this first one, because now this is wrapped over from the slip knot, and you don't have to be real tight with it because it'll mask that it's loose enough. And just wrap these around and go ahead, and we'll cut this off later or weave it back into your work. Go ahead and knit all these over. Go around again. Remember, we're only staying on this side. And where you have these extra strands, go ahead and grab both of those and knit over. If you have to do it one at a time, do that. Okay, that's 2 rows, and we did 6 on the other side, so make sure and complete your last few rows. Pause your video and come back when you've done a total of 6 rows. And now we want to join them. Now if you don't want a twisted keyhole and you want it to just remain together and not look like there's a slit, then you can just continue going on. But now that we have broken it all, and instead of tying on our new yarn here, what I want to do is take this section and move it over. Now if you need to put it on a bigger loom, then I suggest you do so. I've obviously made this one so that I can fit it and move it over. You could have done it 8 pegs wide, and then it made it where the 2 sections are 4 pegs wide, and so this would easily move over. This is a 12 peg loom, and I could have had 4 pegs in a section, 4 pegs, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick these up and move them over. So what we want to do is take a scrap yarn, a contrasting color, and we want to pick these stitches up. So we're going to go to our section that we're going to move, pull our yarn through. I just use my knitting tool. You can thread it with a yarn needle. I don't like to thread yarn needle with thick yarn. Okay, so we've got this section on here, and you can take that off easily. And now we have this other side, so we can put that on around here. One more. Okay, so now we want to take this and bring it down. We're going to take it and we're going to cross it over in the front, or you can pull it to the back, either one. I'm just going to pull it back for now. If you have a variegated yarn and you like the way it works up on this side, then you can just choose to have this in front and move it in the back, or put it in the front. There's no rules, it's just whatever you prefer. And now all you want to do is take it and put them back on the loom, just on these pegs over here. And last one, and we have successfully moved it over, and now I've got to find my yarn here. This is a little shorter than I'd like, but now I'm going to actually tie this on. Oh, here's the short one I had. This is pretty short. So I'm going to just tie on my new yarn here, and then I'm going to work my way across and finish up the scarf. If that doesn't slide out, you may have to individually work it, but see, I've just pulled my scrap yarn out. We don't need that anymore. Let's go ahead and tie on our yarn, and we are done. Okay, I've tied on my yarn. It doesn't really matter where it falls, as long as it goes on the inside here, and it's the same color, so I'm not really worried about this side being a different color or not, just as long as the knot's on the inside. And I'm just going to continue to wrap all my pegs, and you can wrap in these strands or just worry about doing them later on with your crochet hook, just weaving them in. And we want to continue across the entire thing, so all the way across. And then I've also got this here, whoops, I want to make sure and work this in, so I'm going to grab it and get it wrapped up in here. That way it's locked in. That's the only place it's going to be, so I want to make sure that's nice and tight on there. Okay. So once we knit over here, you've got these two panels that were once separate, now back as one piece, and you have this pretty little area where this is your keyhole. So you want to finish it up, put the rest of your scarf on, and then when you're done, this will fit through here. Like a keyhole. That's it. Thank you for joining us again at Good Knit Kisses. I'm your host, Kristen, and my friends with allfreenitting.com would like to thank you and wish you happy looming.